Welcome to my first ever video recording basically my picks for UFC. This is UFC Denver, and it's got to be one of the most boring cards you will ever see in your entire life. We have a lot of decision wins we're predicting. This is going to be like UFC 302, where almost every single decision happened. They was all decision wins except like Kevin Holland submission and then like one other submission. This is going to be legitimately Islam submission. This is literally just going to be decisions, starting off with Darius Flowers versus Evan Elder. Super boring fight. A lot of these white guys you'll see in this actually train in Denver. And the thing is about Denver is the whole entire elevation, right? It really makes you get gassed out a lot sooner than if you were like fighting in Vegas or whatnot. So that's a big reason for a lot of these decision wins. I will say, I did look into a lot of these guys, like for example, takedowns and whatnot. Like a 425 favorite, there's no way that's missing. If you look at Evan Elder, a lot of his wins come by unanimous decision. These aren't all of them, obviously. Real doesn't have all of them, but like the one time he got beat as a KO. We have Darius Flowers over here, 12-7-1, no contest. When you look at it, he either wins by submission or he's going to get, lose by submission or lose by decision. And we got Elder over here, has not won by submission. So we're going with decision. That's going to be Evan Elder, takedowns, win, decision, third round. Put those locks in. Hopefully you're doing the little where you click the home button and you kind of get like a little YouTube thing in like the bottom left corner, right corner, top corner, whatever. Okay, we have Andre Peter versus Josh Freemed. Now, this is a coin flip fight, but I believe Josh will win this one. He does train, I believe, in Denver, and this is a really close fight. I know a lot of people are taking AP over here, Andre, but I just don't see it happening. And I do think the reason Josh is going to win this is because control time, as you can see here, everyone has him getting more control time. I think them being gassed out more because it's in Denver, I think you're going to see him be able to, drag this on, win, probably have a close second round, definitely win the third round. He probably will lose the first round. That's kind of like what he does, but I think he'll definitely win this by decision. And third round, obviously. Next up, a women's fight. As you can see, Luana, whatever her name is, Santos. This lady is really good, and the reason this guy Maria is so she hasn't fought in a long time. She's also homeless too, so she kind of needs to win this fight. But there's almost no way she wins this fight. We have her winning via decision because it's a women's fight. I know this lady came here to scrap Maria. She'll either go to decision or she'll just get flat out KO'd or submitted, but we're going to go safe bet, go decision. We have Damon Black, Shear versus Montel Jackson. And Montel Jackson's pretty good overall, but like we said, Denver, elevation. We're going to have to go with him winning, more takedowns, decision, third round. Put that in there. Okay, now we got another women's fight. We got a 6-0 Fadmita Kine, and then we got Jasmine over here. 6-0 as a woman fighter. You see a lot of these girls, they get 6 wins on the regional side of things, and then they just come up to the UFC and get dominated. I think that's what happens here. And if you look at Jasmine, I believe she won by submission. She lost to Tracy Cortez, who's in the main event. Obviously, Tracy Cortez is really good when it comes to grappling, but striking, she sucks. She's a decision merchant. And then we have Jasmine over here winning by literally just unanimous decisions. She lost to Silva over there. Natalie Silva is actually pretty good, so that's a good loss to have. And if you saw those, you saw those. And then where are we going? Okay, so this is this main card now? No, still prelims. We have Joshua Van versus Charles Johnson. This is kind of the best fight of the night, in my opinion. So Joshua Van over here, he's quite honestly the biggest favorite, one of the bigger favorites on this card. But we definitely have him winning by decision. If you look at him, He has a KO, split decision, and unanimous decision. And the guy he KO'd, I believe, is Felipe. Yeah, Felipe sucks. For just being honest, this guy gets KO'd like left and right. If not, he wins by decision. And yeah, but and then on the main card now we have Cody Brundage, which is actually crazy. If you guys watched UFC 300 and you remember that Bo Nickel fight, Cody Brundage fought Bo Nickel and he got submitted second round, which I predicted. And if you use my picks from that, you would have gotten a ranked win and you would have made 150 racks plus a 10 racks. So you were living pretty good. Cody Brundage, utterly awful, trash can, right? And there is a chance he does draw this out and wins by like decision or guillotine. But this is like quite honestly like super favored to go under 1.5 rounds if you look at the sports betting picks, which actually help with a lot of these fight nights because they usually are pretty close to accurate. Yeah, he's not going to win this. And if you look at Abdul over here, this man only wins by KOs or he loses by decision or getting KO'd or submitted or getting finished. And Cody Brundage over here, Cody Brundage, man, this guy just gets destroyed. As you can see, he did get a KO over Zach Reese. He got DQ'd when he got a unanimous decision loss. He got submitted. He got KO'd. He won some here and there. He got KO'd down here by William Knight. People putting this like third round decision, I don't think it's going to happen. This is going to be like one of the only fights of the night where you see him get KO'd, in my opinion. Has a crazy chin, and I think, Cody Brundage loses that. Next up, we have Christian Rodriguez. And this guy's a huge favorite for good reason, and I just think this goes to decision, and he wins. Next up, we have Angel Lusa versus Gabriel, what's it called? Bonefim, or however you say his name. I think he'll win by submission. Honestly, he's a really good grappler, so he'll get takedowns, he'll win the fight, and I don't think there's any world where this could go to decision, low-key, but I think this will just be a submission second round. You see a lot of submission second rounds in the UFC. Next up, we have Gene Silva versus Drew Dober. Gene Silva literally just fought like 2 weeks ago at UFC 303. He's fighting on like 4 days' notice. It's really close odds. Drew Dober trains in Denver. He lives there, and I think I'm going with the unpopular pick because everyone has Gene Silva winning by KO, right? And I still think Drew Dober's only been KO twice in his entire career, and he has like 40 wins or 40 fights. So it takes a lot to, KO him. It's like a 5% chance, right? And so I do think Silver's going to like win on the ground game or like the mat game or whatever you want to call it, grappling. But Drew Dober likes to stand up, take hits to the face. He's fine taking hits. I do think Gene Silva, if you want to fade me here, you can fade me. But Gene Silva's a really good fighter. Fights with the fighting nerds or whatever they're called out of like Brazil. And they're actually like really good group of fighters. And they're like they kind of dominate in the UFC on like the lower level fights right now. But you'll probably start seeing them on a lot of main cards. Like another had like Carlos something. He fought at UFC 301 in Brazil, and he was projected to win that fight. And then Anthony Smith actually guillotined him, I believe, and that was bad for him. That may have not been him, but they had like 3 guys that looked the exact same fight on that card, and they like 2 of them are on the Fighting Nerds, I believe. But when I talk about this fight, I do think Drew Dober will win this fight. I think he'll do more damage. I think you're talking about Gene Silva just had a fight at UFC 303, like I said. Obviously, he KO'd him, and it went 2 rounds. Honestly, Charles Johnson or Judine, is he fighting on this card? I can't remember if he is. I thought I said Charles Johnson, not Charles Judine. If I look back here. Yeah, that's Charles Johnson, not Charles Jr. But Drew Dober, I have him winning that. Okay, so this one is like 2 40-year-olds fighting, and it's honestly like really bad. But we got Santiago, whatever the heck his last name is, fighting Muslim Salhuka, or how do you say his last name? I think Muslim probably gets more control time. Both these guys don't really have a ground game, but so Muslim has had more control time in past fights, so I think he'll probably get that. And then we got Santiago over here. I think he wins this one, and I think it's just going to be a decision win. Low key chance of a KO, but yeah. And then we got main event Tracy Cortez versus Rose Namajunas, and I don't think Tracy Cortez really stands a chance in this fight. But like, if you look at Tracy Cortez's entire history, it's literally just decision wins. Like, she doesn't ever do any real damage to the fighter, and this is a 5-round main event, so. And Rose Namajunas has so much experience of 5-rounders. She's obviously going to be the better boxer in this. There's a small chance she gets a KO on Tracy Cortez. But if you look at Rose Namajunas' past fight, she won a unanimous decision the last time she fought at the Apex, which she was the main event. And then she got beat unanimous decision, split decision. Then this is kind of her run right here, where she was really good, and she got that KO right there. And then she also KO'd Zhang Weili at one point. If you remember who Zhang Weili is, she was the lady who fought on UFC 300, the women's fight on the main event. She's really good. She beat her back in the day. I think Rose wins this. Honestly, I think Tracy Cortez is definitely going to get some control time, but honestly, she does almost no damage. And Rose Namajunas is by far a fan favorite for all the guys. So is Tracy Cortez, just because of the looks, but Rose Namajunas is one of the boys because she's basically bald, and she's also a little chubby, and she's also got really big arms. For a woman, it's kind of surprising. So yeah, it's gonna be the end of the video. I'm probably gonna do this weekly where I go over all my picks. And I think honestly tonight it's 6 main events, or saying 6 main card fights, which is more than the typical 5. I think you have a chance to make over 1,000 Raxs tonight easily on these cards. Like I said, Gene Silver versus Drew Dober is the big wild card here, but I do think Drew Dober wins this. I think it's going to be an upset, and you always got to have a few upsets, on your picks, because I think you just have to. And I think Drew Dober is going to win this fight, hands down. But make sure to like, subscribe, and also join my Copious Investments group. You guys have been wanting these, and yeah, peace.